Good day, everyone. We are Group 1, and today we are presenting an overview of the Civil Engineering Licensure Examination, focusing on its coverage as well as the necessary preparations and requirements before taking the exam. This presentation aims to guide future examinees in understanding the full scope of the licensure process and what steps must be taken to qualify and succeed. So, next slide, please. The Civil Engineering Licensure exam is mandated by the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC to ensure that only qualified individuals are granted the privilege to practice civil engineering in the Philippines. This examination upholds the integrity, competence, and safety standards of the profession. The legal foundation of this licensure exam is Republic Act number 544, also known as the Civil Engineering Law, which defines the scope of the profession and authorizes the PRC Board of Civil Engineering to oversee the administration of the exam, issue licenses, and regulate practice.
So, good day everyone. These slides give us a clear overview of the three core subject areas covered in the Civil Engineering Licensure Examination, or CELE, as mandated by the Professional Regulation Commission, or PRC. So, we begin with MSTE, which stands for Mathematics, Surveying, and Transportation Engineering, making up 35% of the exam. This section challenges our analytical skills through applied mathematics, construction surveying, and principles of highway and transportation systems. It also includes project and construction management concepts vital for civil works. Next up is HBGE, or Hydraulics and Principles of Geotechnical Engineering, accounting for 30% of the exam. So these tests are understanding of fluid behavior, water systems, and soil mechanics, which are crucial when designing foundations, dams, and retaining structures. Lastly, we have PSAD, or Principles of Structural Analysis and Design, and with another 35% weight. This evaluates our ability to analyze and design safe and efficient structures using steel, concrete, and other materials, aligned with our national design codes. So together, these three components reflect the broad and integrated skill set expected of every civil engineer in the country.
Good day, everyone. Next, I'll be presenting a quick overview of MSTE, which stands for Mathematics, Surveying, and Transportation Engineering. This is taken on day one of the Civil Engineering Board exam from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It covers a wide range of topics, including calculus, differential equations, data analysis, numerical methods, physics, economics, surveying, highway and transportation, quantity surveying, and construction management. This part of the exam ensures that civil engineers can first apply advanced mathematics to solve engineering problems. Second is analyze and interpret data. Third, conduct accurate surveying for layout and mapping. Fourth, design and manage transportation systems. And lastly, estimate project cost while applying safety standards. So that wraps up the MSTE portion. Thank you.
The HPGE Hydraulics and Principles of Geotechnical Engineering exam is composed of problem solving and analytical type questions often presented in real world engineering scenarios. They are not purely theoretical, as you will solve computations, analyze systems, and evaluate outcomes. It is one of the five subject areas included in Civil Engineering Licensure exam conducted by the PRC, and it comprises 30% of the total exam, making it a major technical subject every aspiring civil engineer must master. It focuses on two interconnected disciplines, which are the hydraulics, the behavior and control of fluids, mainly water, geotechnical engineering, the behavior of earth materials like soil and rock under various engineering conditions. Most questions are multiple choice with four options, which they are carefully designed to test the conceptual understanding, unit consistency, critical thinking, and calculation accuracy. So the topic breakdown of HPGE in hydraulics are fluid properties, hydrostatics, fluid kinematics and dynamics, flow in pipes and channels, hydraulic machines, buoyancy and flotation, and water supply. While in geotechnical engineering, it covers soil properties and classifications, fluid flow in soils, stresses in soil mass, soil strength and testing, bearing capacity, compaction, consolidation and settlement, lateral earth pressure, and slope stability. The HPGE portion of the Civil Engineering Board exam ensures that civil engineers can understand and apply fluid mechanics principles to solve engineering problems in water supply, flow systems, and hydraulic structures, analyze and design systems involving hydrostatics, hydrodynamics, pumps, pipes, and open channel flow. Next is to evaluate soil properties and classify soil types of appropriate use in foundations and earthworks, analyze fluid flow through soil and assess seepage, permeability, and effective stress conditions. Lastly is to assess and mitigate risk of soil settlements, lateral earth pressure, and slope failure to ensure structural integrity. That's all. Thank you.
So this presents an overview of key topics in engineering mechanics and structural design, focusing on the principles and practices essential for structural analysis, design, and safety. So structural analysis is the foundation of engineering project and involves evaluating how structures like beams, columns, and frames respond to loads such as weight, wind, or earthquakes. Once we have analyzed these forces acting on the structure, the next step is designing it to withstand those forces, which brings us to structural design. So structural design translates an analysis into real-world solutions. Here we focus on reinforced concrete beams, columns, pre-stressed concrete beams, and steel beams and columns. Each material has a unique properties. For instance, pre-stressed concrete uses tension cables to improve load-bearing capacity, while steel connections must account for flexibility and strength. So, but how do we ensure these designs are safety and compliant? So that's where codes and standards come to play. So engineering doesn't happen in a vacuum. We rely on governing codes and practice like the ACI for concrete or AISC for steel to guide design choices, and these codes specify material strengths, loads combinations, and safety factors. And beyond this code, we must also consider broader stability and safety considerations. So safety is non-negotiable. We evaluate theory of structures to ensure stability, like preventing buckling in slender columns or lateral drift in tall buildings. So tools like finite and element analysis help simulate extreme conditions such as earthquakes. Remember that a design isn't complete until it's rigorously tested, whether through construction material testing or prototyping. So finally, let's discuss on how concepts apply in the real world. So in practice, engineers use software such as SAP or EAPBS for modeling, but hands-on testing like checking concrete slump and steel weld quality is equally vital. For example, a pre-stressed concrete bridge design combines analysis, code, compliance, and material testing. Collaboration with architects and other contractors ensures the design is both functional and buildable. So that's all.
Now I'll be discussing the rules and instructions for civil engineering licensure examination. Next slide, please. First, for the pre-exam requirements, all examinees must check their school or building assignments on the PRC website or through official announcement at PRC offices 2 to 3 working days before the exam. Being your notice of admission during this process, and be sure to visit the venue beforehand. And on the first day of the exam, you must report before 5:30 in the morning to confirm your room and seat number. And remember that late examinees will not be admitted. And for the proper attire, male should wear a tucked-in white polo shirt with a collar, no logos, and decent pants or slacks. For females, I should wear a white blouse or shirt with a collar, again without any markings, and pair it with pants, slacks, or skirts. And long hair must be ponytailed. Next slide, please. For the items to bring, you're required to bring your notice of admission, official receipt, at least two number 2 pencils, one long brown envelope, and one long transparent plastic envelope for valuables. Only one non-programmable calculator is allowed, which will be inspected and reset before the exam starts. For the prohibited items, it includes books, notes, programmable calculators, gadgets like smartphones, and smartwatches, as well as bags of any kind. These will be confiscated if found. Lastly, Examiners should observe proper health protocols as per the latest DOH guidelines. Make sure to read and follow the detailed instructions on your NOA and examiner's guide. That concludes my part for the general instructions.
So, good day, everyone. We will now discuss the essential requirements in the professional practice of civil engineering, the civil engineering licensure exam. So, let's begin with the general eligibility requirements. So, to qualify for the exam, you must first meet the four criteria. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, first, you have the citizenship. So, you must be a Filipino citizen. This is a legal requirement mandated by the PRC. Second is the bachelor's degree. So you must hold a degree in civil engineering from a recognized institution. Third is the moral character. So as future professionals, it is essential that you must possess good moral values and conduct. And lastly is good record. So you must have no criminal record and must demonstrate ethical behavior in both academic and personal conduct. So these requirements ensures that only qualified and reputable individuals are licensed to practice in the field. So next slide, please. Now let's go over to the specific documentary requirements for the first time exam takers. So here's what you need to prepare. First is the PSA birth certificate to confirm your identity. If you're a married female applicant, you also need your PSA marriage contract. And next, your transcript of record must include a scanned picture and note stating for board examination purposes. And a valid NBA clearance is also required to ensure that there are no criminal liabilities on your record. And you must also submit two certificate of good moral character from any of the following: your barangay, your church, your school, or your employer. And lastly, be ready to pay the application fee of 900, which covers the complete processing. Next slide, please. So, if you are a repeater, please make sure you prepare the following documents. So, first, if you are a married female applicant, you are required to submit your PSA marriage contract. So, this is necessary to validate any change in your legal name or civil status. Second, you need to have a valid MBA clearance. This ensures that no legal impediment to your application. And third, you must secure two good moral character certificate. So this must specify state that you are applying as a repeater. So these can usually be obtained from your former professor or school officials. And lastly, you need to settle the payment of 900 pesos for the complete processing of your application. So make sure to double check each document for accuracy and validity before submission, and being prepared and organized makes the process much smoother. So next slide, please. So that's all for our presentation for today. Thank you for listening.